This game has no drawbacks at all. It just has everything you would want. Like, it's like a 2D Resident Evil style game with a great map and a great vibe and tone.
You're in the worst possible time to be buying hardware. Like, if you've got to buy hardware right now, you can't wait another year. This is the price you got to deal with.
By the way, everybody who kept saying, I know you guys have review units, look at all of our review units.
Oh, wait,
anyway.
wait, what?
Yeah.
Whoa.
You ever notice scumbags are like really creative? Like
They are.
I was just gonna say, were you fighting your ray tracing, path tracing rant? How
Yes, you felt it, right? Like
I
I,
felt
was like,
it.
it's not
I felt
9
it
o'clock yet.
in
I
my
can't
gut.
do it just.
Is your internet holding you back? If you are still seeing that annoying buffering wheel when you're gaming, or if your connection drops the moment that you leave the living room, it's time for you to upgrade. Today, we're fixing that with the TP-Link Archer BE600. This is not just another router. It is the best value Wi-Fi 7 router to beat, all for under $250. With Wi-Fi 7 tech, you're looking at speeds up to 9.7 gigabits per second. Thanks to its multi-link operation, it combines the different bands into one powerful stream, which means buttery smooth 8K streaming and lag-free gaming, even if you got the whole house online at the same time. Forget about dead zones. This thing has 6 high-performing antennas with beamforming technology. It covers 2,600 square feet and handles over 120 devices simultaneously. Whether you're in the basement or you're in the bedroom, your connection stays rock solid. And if you, like me, are a heavy user, it's completely future-proofed with 10 gig WAN and LAN port. You also can hook up a NAS drive, a high-end gaming PC, or a console and push your multi-gig internet plans to the max without any bottlenecks. Setup? No problem. It takes minutes using their Tether app. Plus, TP-Link Home Shield keeps everything secure with parental controls and network protection. If you want the next-gen speed without all of the headaches that go along with it, check out the link in the description down below for the Archer BE600. Now, back to what I was saying. Hey, everybody, welcome back to the NerdNest podcast. I'm your host, Bill Fairchild, and as you can see, we have the full crew is back today. Carrie, how you doing, man?
Really good. I'm glad that we have the full crew, especially during this momentous occasion where we can finally talk about the thing.
The thing, and you'll have to wait to find out what that thing is, but not before we talk about who else is on the show, which would be Russ is next. How you doing, Russ?
I'm good. As a recording of this, like in the middle of our recording, the new Retroid Pocket Nova is coming out. So you guys are going to see me like have a dead eye stare as I'm like typing in my credit card information because I got to order that thing as soon as it's available. So that's happening today during the show.
Could you put on like some glasses or something so that we can look at reflections and maybe
Like the Homer Simpson, like paying attention glasses while he's sleeping.
And also here is Jimmy Champagne. How you doing, Jimmy?
Good. I'm back. I missed a week.
That's right. And then finally, Rich. How you doing, Rich?
I'm good. I am raising the prices on my appearances, so it's going to cost you 100 times what it cost you today. So,
all right.
Yeah.
We'll see what we can do. So we have not all been together it's been over a month at this point, right?
Yeah.
It's been a really long time. But it's good to have you guys back, and boy, howdy, do we have a lot of stuff to talk about. So let's start right off. The Steam Machine finally has its price. We spent so many episodes talking about what the price is going to be, when this thing is going to come out. Well, now we know all of that information, and we've seen the reviews, but for the most part, the reviews are saying, this hardware is awesome. I wish it wasn't so friggin' expensive. And it is $1,049 without a controller. So before we go any further, let's just talk about the price and what our reaction is to that. Jimmy, what do you think, man?
It's expensive. I've talked about this 5 times already this week. So it's like,
same.
It's expensive. That sucks. I still want it. I wish they could have gotten at like $800 or like $999. That extra $48 is like, it stings. And it's funny because like people who are waiting for their Steam controller, that's not now coming until like 2027 are looking at this like, maybe I'll buy a Steam machine with a controller and then cancel my order on the controller so I can get the controller faster. And it's like, this is crazy.
Bananas.
The shipping stuff is just nuts.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and like if you do that, and you decide you want to sell the Steam machine, you probably end up, with your money back pretty easily.
Yeah. I can't believe, like, every time I say this, but I can't believe people are spending that money on eBay. I'm not trying to pocket watch or anything, but there are just way better ways to spend your money.
100%.
So the only thing I will say is that I have had instances where I have sold something on eBay and someone was like, pay locally. And I was like, okay. And then like 2 days would go by and I'm like, hey, are you going to come and get it? And they would just ghost me. And then like a few days go by, I'm like, no, this person had no intention of ever buying this.
No, they're just being a jerk.
Yeah, they're just being a jerk. And like, oh, okay, now I have to relist it. And then I do it. And then like, they're just, it's just people that I can't rationalize anyone actually spending $2,500. I feel like this is just, letting them be bag holders.
Yeah.
Sometimes I think that like the thing that just happened to you or that happened to you, Carrie, I wonder if it's somebody who was selling a similar item and they were like, oh, I can drive up the price because all these other prices are up because I'm buying them all and then it's sold for this much and then I can list my stuff. And that makes me think that maybe all of these Steam machines that are being sold on eBay, maybe that's the same thing. Like it's people buying from each other in order to drive the price up.
You ever notice scumbags are like really creative? Like
they are.
Imagine if they just worked hard at a job.
Yeah,
correct.
It's almost like a stanza effect.
Then you could get like health insurance and a 401k and like regular pay. It's just crazy benefits to just having a job.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Rich, you have a job. Are you going to use any of that money that you get at that job to buy a Steam machine?
Well, I think Valve told me not to buy it. I did put myself on the wait list for all four. I think my kind of initial thought was just that I was worried that I would end up having FOMO for not having the Steam machine. Rationally, I can't really logically say I should buy this item at this price. I just thought maybe I'd have some FOMO. And so that's why I put myself on the wait list. But Valve made the decision for me. I was leaning towards not buying it, right? The more I thought about it, the more I realized that price just really doesn't make sense to me. I'd rather, if I'm going to do it, I'd rather at least have something that I can upgrade in the future. So honestly, that price just didn't make sense to me. So not buying it.
Carrie, are you going to buy one?
I'm in the same boat as Rich. Valve told me to go pound salt, specifically. Yep. They actually changed the verbiage in the email. They said, you suck, go pound salt, buckle up, given. I wouldn't have bought it even if I got it anyway. I'm hoping that I can get a hold of one temporarily. So we'll see if I'm able to achieve that. I don't have high hopes for it. I am going to, I meant to show this off the last time I was here. Let me show it to you real quick. Get out cable. So tight. There we go. Here we go. This thing. Ooh.
Oh yeah.
What the hell am I looking at? Oh, is that
that's his PS5 thing.
Yeah, it's a PS5. So it's like this whole thing was $250. And in some instances it should be able to beat the Steam machine.
Dude, can I say I forgot that when you're saying PS5 e-waste in the group chat, I forgot that that's a thing. I thought you were starting to just call PS5 e-waste. And I'm like, bro, he's getting a little unhinged.
He's emotional.
There's crash outs all over now. It's not unwarranted to see it as a crash out.
So you know what's interesting about this? Do you remember when Xbox Series X was like, oh, we have full RDNA 2 and PS5 doesn't, and everyone was like, blah, 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 blah. You can actually prove that PS5 is not RDNA 2 because when you try to load Doom: The Dark Ages on this, it will try to enable VRS and RDNA 1 is incapable of variable rate shading, and it will just crash out, and you can go look in the logs and you'll start to see it. So you have to actually stub that Vulkan extension so that it no-ops.
Sony.
Yeah. So, but the thing is that what Sony did with AMD is they effectively made RDNA 2 out of RDNA 1. So they just made they just went ham. They like full fat, like just brute forced it to make it like RDNA 2. And the benefit for that, and why PS5 often had some advantages over Xbox Series X, especially when like Digital Foundry would do their stuff, is because when you push it at 2.23 gigahertz, all of those the C-ROPs, D-ROPs is running at that frequency. So you actually had 20% better fill rate on PS5. So any alpha blending and shit was going to be better on PS5. So it's fine. It just doesn't have some tech that RDNA 2 does. And it's actually quite capable. So the other part of there is that you're not going to have, like, this has like twice the bandwidth, like memory bandwidth of the Steam machine. So it's just like, this is like weird things. So it's like, if e-waste is better than the Steam machine, what does that make the Steam machine? And that's like, so I wouldn't have bought it anyway. I have yet to get it to actually test it, to actually benchmark and compare them. So I will reserve whatever I'm going to say, but I suspect that it'll be fairly close. And in some instances, it should beat it.
All right. Russ, you picking one up?
Yeah, so I put in the reservation for the 512 and 2 terabyte models without the controller because I already have 2. And they sent me an email this morning saying that that I'm in the reservation queue for the 512 gigabyte model. But there's an interesting note in this, if you guys didn't see the email, but it says, this is the only email you'll receive about the results of the randomization. If you ended up with a reservation queue spot for more than one model, you were allocated a reservation for the highest end model and were removed from all the others. So my guess here is that, I only got picked for the 512 because if I had been picked for both, they would have given me the 2 terabyte one,
Yeah.
So that's kind of how it worked. So yeah, I've been going back and forth about it. I'm going to buy it. I mean, we talked about this like last week, I think, and it's the fact that I want to be part of the launch. I want to be there. Steam Deck was rough in the start, but it was very exciting to be part of all the updates, to see everything happening and watching the improvements personally. And so I want to be there for the Steam machine as well, just kind of to be part of that moment and enjoy it. I've got a living room PC. I've got actually 2 I can choose from. But this one, I'm just going to, as an experiment and as a creator, I'll probably make videos about it and stuff like that. I'm going to get it. The thing for me is that, I've seen a lot of discussion on Twitter. It's one of those where once you start clicking on those discussions on Twitter, that's all they'll start to show you. So when I open up Twitter now, it's like people are arguing about the Steam machine right now. And the main thing is like, hey, look, I built this computer that's $100 cheaper, and it's more powerful. And you can totally do that. And I think it's a reaction to the price point. They're like, look, you don't need to spend $1,000. You can spend $900 or whatever. But this same conversation could have happened at any point when they had announced the Steam machine in the first place, because you could always have built a computer for cheaper.
Right.
It's not like any of that's changed. The only thing that's really changed is that the price sucks, and that it's really high, but it's high for everything else too. So you're always going to be able to save that money by getting a larger form factor computer, but what we're getting out of all of it is all of the other stuff. The small form factor, it's going to look nice in your living room. You've got the ability to wake with your controller, the HDMI CEC or whatever they call that, all that cool stuff. And just the fact that it is like this custom made machine. So I don't know, I'm still torn about it. I'm just not excited because of the price point. But at the same time, it is what it is. It's nothing that I'm angry at Valve about, as in the same way I'm not angry about some of these other companies as they're hiking up their prices. It just makes me angry at the world, basically, and like what we have to deal with price wise.
If you were a content creator, would you buy it?
If I already had my 2 computers, no. You know what I mean? I feel like Rich is our perfect test bed because, no offense, but you haven't been making videos for a while, right? So it's like you're kind of like not an active creator, right?
Correct.
But you also like have to kind of decide because this is a personal purchase for you. Whereas for us, it's like, I can maybe recoup some of those costs and add revenue or whatever. I don't think it's going to get to $1,000, but that's kind of like an opinion that we have that you may not share.
Right. And I agree with you. I think that I am the perfect test bed, right? And there were moments where like I thought like maybe if I get one, I would make a video on it. But the truth is I probably wouldn't. And so most of my consideration was really just for me. It was not really centered around any content I would make. And like I said, there was some FOMO. I am a fan of Valve hardware, right? I am a fan of what they do in hardware. So there was some consideration for FOMO, but that pretty quickly dissipated. And I was just like, I don't think I want to. One of the things, Russ, you said was about what you get for, let's say, so obviously the price is really high compared to what we would have expected 6 months ago. But what you're describing is a relatively small premium on what you can get today, right? And I think that's a fair thing. It's about probably $100 to $150 premium, I think, on the parts you can buy today, if you wanted to buy something similar. I guess what I was going to say, though, is there's a real friction in that where most people that would buy that sort of PC would use it for gaming, but also have a desktop, right? And clearly with the Steam Machine, you absolutely can use it as a desktop. But I think most people that are thinking about buying it are doing exactly what you said, are not thinking about using it as a desktop, are thinking about using it primarily as a gaming machine. And it's sort of a unitasker, right? I'm buying this as a machine to play games. And I think that friction is where, you see that, like, you'll say PS5 isn't a competition. It's not there. It's apples and oranges. But when you're talking about a box that just goes under your TV that plays video games, yes, they're not the same thing, but now you start to have more direct comparisons of like, this is the price you get. And for that price, this is the performance you get. And in that paradigm, Steam Machine does look really bad.
It does.
Yeah. I've seen so many comparisons, like just when I like tweeted about the price and I was like, this price sucks basically. And then the like multiple replies been like, this is like less powerful than a PS5 Pro and more expensive. And it's like, it's a PS5 Pro. Like, I don't know why we're doing direct comparisons with a console. You know what I mean? I get it, right? Your money is your money and you're going to be spending that much money and you want to be able to play games. But like, that's exactly, Rich, like what you're saying is people are thinking about like a console. I think people are upset about, we're used to loss leaders, or at least getting a really good value when you buy a console where it's like, man, this thing has got more power than a computer at this price point. Like that's kind of what we're used to. But Valve has been saying this from day one, and maybe we had blinders on, but they've always been saying this is going to be a fair market value price. And this is going to be like in line with computers at this price point. And they've never like been like, oh yeah, we're going to give you a good deal. The Steam Deck felt like a totally different deal. Like, it's like, holy crap, this thing is twice as powerful as the others, as Carrie likes to say, but half the price. And that's like kind of the magical feeling of buying the Steam Deck. And there's no magic in the Steam Machine price.
Yeah. The for me, when they say the problem I have with it is like there's a bunch of people that are pushing back whenever I just like talk about the Steam Machine, because I look at it through the lens of kind of like what Rich does, is that it's this fixed box that you are stuck with and there is no upgradability. So whatever you have is what it will be for eternity. And it is already very bad in ray trace games, which there will be more of by default, mandatory without you disabling ray tracing. So there's just going to be this awful experience in the future for you. Like that's your future, and there is no escaping that. There's a lot of people that are hoping that there's going to be some like magic software optimizations that is going to take this to the next level. But unfortunately, AMD's hardware is a generation behind as far as like NVIDIA is doing it. And when I look at it through that lens, and I have pushed back on this as well, Russ, so I'm kind of in agreement with you, is that I always disliked how consoles were always in the comparison, but they are always in the comparison. But they would always do it for handhelds too. And what bothered me a bunch is like, especially when the GP Win came out, like the GP Win 2 was $600. They were like, oh, that's all it can do? I can get a laptop that's better. And I'm like,
oh my God,
hold on.
The laptop comparison.
Yeah.
That's the one that blows. Like the console one I kind of get, because like, It's
Right.
It's playing the same games. They roughly are trying to do the same stuff. Everything's optimized for consoles anyway, so like it all kind of makes sense. But the laptop thing, it's like I have a gaming laptop. I really enjoy it. It's just not the same comparison to a handheld at all.
Not even a little.
And you probably shouldn't be using it on your lap.
But
that's
Real hot.
At all. Yeah.
it always comes up. It always comes up. Also,
it came
when I
up
bring
with
up
Steam Machine.
Yeah, dude. Well, so for Steam Machine, the reason that I brought it up, but it wouldn't be good because it would be loud as F, and I could like people are saying, oh, it's small and it's quiet because the small form factor community is like, well, small form factor is very expensive, and they're right, it is, and I won't discount that, but I don't think that we should fool ourselves into believing that small form factor is this giant community. It is a tiny
it's
niche.
tiny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yes, you pay a premium because no one buys it. So yes, I get it. It's from your view angle, 100%. Yeah. It with a value for of what it is. Actually, it's not too bad if you think about it from the small form factor community. And that is the one caveat that I will like have there for it. But outside of that, for me, it's really about I am concerned. I think the only saving grace here outside of that is Valve's return policy, which I think is going to be good. And I think that a bunch of people are going to get it. And I suspect there's going to be a lot of buyer's remorse, in my own personal opinion. Like when they start to play newer games and they're like, ugh, like this is pretty bad. Like my PS5 is better. Like they're going to kind of feel that. And they're like, oh, I paid 2 times more than this for that. And again, the console comparison shouldn't be made. But it's going to, because that number is going to pop in their head. Like 6 years ago, I paid $500 for the PS5 and I paid $1,000 for this and it sucks. Like that is a crappy situation to be in. So this is why I've always pushed that $500 number whenever we would discuss it. And well, that was way off that mark.
Yeah, even the price that they were intending, right? Closer to
750-ish.
Closer to
Yeah.
750. And that number is extrapolated, but let's just say that's the right number.
Right.
Yeah, that's even more expensive than I was anticipating.
750 wouldn't have been like 750 would have been like, okay, that's on the high end, but you genuinely could not, even with whatever, it would be very hard to match that in that small form factor. And it's like, okay, that's like really at the edge of like, I would be like, oh, okay, it's fine. But at 1,050, it's like,
so 750 is a price at which I would have bought it, right? But 750 is when you were thinking 500 and I was thinking 600, those are prices at which I would recommend. And that's a different bar, right? Because like me buying it is a pretty low bar, to be honest. Like, I'll buy it at a high price, apparently.
Extremely low for me.
Right. Extremely low for Jimmy.
Yeah.
But like what I recommended at, like, and that's what was so special about the Steam Deck at $400, recommending it was a no brainer. I know, we're a long way away from Steam Deck LCD and 256, but at that $400, it was just like I was recommending it to anybody that would listen, right?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That was when that came out, it was like, that was the console moment for PC gaming handhelds. That was like, holy Christmas. That is like the deal. Like I felt bad for Ian Neo. I felt bad for GPD. I was like, you guys just got destroyed. This is like, you cannot compete with this type of destroying. And now everything is not so.
Nuts. I want to touch on.
I feel like the console comparison is perfectly valid. It is a box that you put underneath your TV to play video games for the most part. That's what it's for. So I think it's valid to compare it to the consoles, but the thing is, the only comparisons that I see are price and performance. They never talk about any of the other things that are advantages in the Steam Machine's direction. I'm not saying that. Look, I bought a PS5 Pro recently. I ain't buying the Steam, and I didn't get it picked. I picked all the 4 things so I could have a chance to buy it. And then even if they had picked me, which they didn't, I would have said, you know what, it's not worth it for me. It's too expensive. But making those comparisons, I have a PS5 Pro. If I'm going to buy games, I'm going to buy them on Steam, though, most of the time, because then they're not tied to a single thing. I can play them in a bunch of different places. I don't have to pay a subscription each month to play games online if I want to. Games generally tend to be cheaper on Steam than they are on PlayStation. And there's those, and the fact that you can use other controllers that have way more customizability because of Steam input. Like, all of those things are advantages in the Steam machines direction. The price to performance ratio is an advantage in the console direction, at least for now, until consoles raise their prices yet again, like Xbox did earlier yesterday, and we'll talk about that in a little bit.
Yeah, price to performance has almost always been kind of an advantage that consoles have had. I think, that's part of also what made Steam Deck sort of rare, is that, like, man, that finally we get a kit of PC hardware where the price to performance looks a lot like what you get for console. I do want to go back to the giant community thing about, like, small form factor not being a giant community, because I think that's a big factor of, like, disappointment for me too, where, like, whether or not I have the Steam machine, I think part of what makes the Steam Deck so great is how large the community is, right? So we talk about developers targeting the Steam Deck. We talk about, like, products being made for the Steam Deck, like deck buttons and, like, what's our guy's name? Mechanism, right?
Yeah.
So things like that. I think inevitably we're going to see less of that for Steam Machine, just based on it being a smaller community. I think it is going to be a lot more niche. It was already going to be niche, right? Steam Deck is relatively niche when you compare it to consoles. But I think now, right, who's going to actually own it, and how much that audience has a say in what happens in Linux and for this console is going to be less pronounced than it was for Steam Deck.
So to give you an idea,
I'll let you go in just a second, Russ. Sure. I also think another thing, when you just now, Rich, you were talking about, oh man, I guess I'm just going to let Russ go, because I lost it because I got distracted. Go ahead, Russ.
I was just going to say, so Steam Deck community is 1.4 million weekly users on Reddit, whereas the mini PC community on Reddit is like 100,000. So we're looking at 10 times as many people in the Steam Deck community compared to mini PCs in general. That's not irrespective of any brand. That's your B-Links, your Minis forums, and all that other kind of stuff. I mean, I've always known that too, just from, all the reviews I've done. I think I did about 60 reviews on my channel of mini PCs, because I've always loved the concept. I love the idea of it and stuff. And they always, like, we're talking 10% of the viewership of a handheld video, right. And at one point I was like, okay, this is it's so much work to make these videos and no one's really watching. And I was like, they're going to have to get this information from someone else, because it's taken up too much of my time, So yeah, it's form factor community's always been small. Even the SFFPC community on Reddit is still only 143,000 weekly visitors too. So still a fraction of the Steam Deck, which is just one of many handheld PCs.
They're so hard to build. Like,
they are a pain in the ass and expensive.
Never do it again.
I get the general desire of the small form factor stuff, because it's almost Tetris-like in, like, how you're going to arrange this into a perfect cube while also having amazing airflow. So it's almost as, like, how, like, especially the GPD community, all the people from, like, the GPD Discord, we got these things not to play games. We're just testing games. We're just, like, seeing how good it can run.
That's the best game.
Yeah.
It's a challenge.
Like,
yeah.
The SFF community is like, look at this thing that I made. I can run it at like 100 watts and it's cool. And it's like, oh, I see. You're having fun building something that is thermally optimal while also crammed in as much as possible. This is your game. And I 100% am with you. That's a nerdy thing that I can get behind. That's where I feel it at. So yeah, 100%.
When we talked, I remembered what I was going to say, Rich. You mentioned niche, like the idea that that this is going to be niche. I get the feeling that the people who are very interested in Valve hardware did not think that this was always going to be niche. And I don't understand why they don't understand that. Like, this is, like, who is this for? There's a lot of different people that it's for, but all of those groups are small groups. Like, this was never going to compete. I'm using air quotes for the audio listeners. This was never going to compete sales-wise with PlayStation. Not a chance. Like, hundreds of millions of units versus what Valve is going to sell for these devices. And that's before the RAM shortage. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, like, the idea that this was ever not going to be niche, I completely agree that it was going to be awesome. Not at this price, but it was going to be fantastic. But it was always going to be something that very few people were going to buy, and that's okay.
So that's an open question I have for all of you guys. If Steam Deck is what, like 6 million units sold, 7 million? What's
the firm number that we've heard from analysts is 4 million, but that's like a couple of years behind. So I'm going to assume somewhere around 6 to 7. Yeah,
somewhere around there, like 6 million.
Yeah.
What do all of you guys think the Steam machine is going to sell at with the price that it's at?
Oh gosh,
nothing. Like, I don't know, 100,000. It's going to be a really small number.
I'll say 2015 Steam machines was apparently like 300K sold, which like I was surprised by that number. I thought it was a lot lower than that.
I was into that thing. I was like hyped for it, and I didn't even know how to get one.
I think I got one like years after. Like I know I got one. I just think it was like years after on like eBay or something. But yeah, I remember seeing a number of 300K. And like, if I didn't see that number, I would be surprised if this Steam machine sold 300K, right? Like, I don't even think like Valve is considering manufacturing that many.
So to me, that 300K number that you're citing, Rich, is actually a more prescient number to me overall, because it says to me that there's 300,000 very loyal customers, like people that are Valve customers and buy Valve hardware. That to me suggests that at a minimum, I think the Steam machine will do 300. And now that's even larger number. I'm going to say it's going to be 500 to 600K then.
At this price?
At this price,
I was thinking about 500,000. The thing is, I wonder if they were also expecting like this, like it was only going to, they expect the Steam machine's going to appeal to the diehards or people who have just kind of been waiting for this or understand it. And I wonder if they were thinking that the Steam controller audience would be about the same too, where it was maybe a little bit too niche. And that's why, because they've said they were surprised with the amount of interest and stuff. So maybe that's what it was. They were kind of calculating like 1-to-1 Steam machine, Steam controller kind of sales. And they forgot that everybody can use a controller, but not everyone can use a Steam machine.
Right.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you guys are listing off numbers that might happen, but I don't think that they will. Maybe they would have, but the shortage has completely screwed everything up for Valve. Like, I saw they had posted somewhere, I don't remember where I saw this, probably in somebody's video, but they had posted that not only, it wasn't just that prices were really high, that some components they literally just could not get at any price. And that severely limited the number that they were able to sell. And then, like, I mean, I guess we should talk about it now. There's the fact that there's a hardware lottery for the Steam machine, because some of them come with a single stick of RAM, and some of them come with 2 sticks of RAM. So you can either get 2 sticks and it's dual channel, so it's supposed to be better with 2 sticks, or you can get the single stick, which is 16, and like you don't know what you're gonna get when you buy it, and that really sucks. And it's because they literally could not get RAM. There was an interview on Gamers Nexus where they basically said the RAM suppliers would basically just send them a price. This is how much you can buy. This is how much it's going to cost. And if they didn't say, you can say yes or no. And if you didn't say yes, they just would never talk to Valve again. Right, because they hold all the chips. And that basically makes Valve say, I guess I have to say yes at this point. And they were getting ripped off.
Right. Just as a small thing here, the dual channel RAM is only for system level stuff. For the CPU side of things, the VRAM has its own dedicated RAM. So the dual channel part of the system will be a minor increase don't anticipate anything for that to really change much.
Well, that's good to know. I didn't know that because I'm not a hardware guy. Like, it's not my thing. I'm usually just like, this is how it feels when you play.
Right. It's generally better. Like, you should be in dual channel just for the CPU, just the CPU get fed as best as it can. But because you're going to be so GPU bound often, that's the part that is already fed by a different channel. So don't anticipate that being like, oh, all of these benchmarks don't matter because they didn't have dual channel RAM. That's not going to change much at all.
It was just the RAM all along.
Yeah.
I've seen people going crazy about the dual channel, single channel thing. And when I watched an explainer, I was like, I don't know.
The thing that I want to bring back is that question that I asked you guys is just a general feeler of like how many you think are going to be sold. I want to take that thought of there has been absolute work done for the Steam Deck, but it also has had 6 million-ish customers. If there's only 500,000 at best of Steam Machine, do you anticipate any developers to actually target the Steam Machine to make optimizations for Steam Machine when there's no one there?
Okay, I'm going to jump in and then I'll hear from others. Yes, and here's the reason why. I don't think it matters how many they sell. There's going to be a separate part of the store that says verified for Steam Machine, whatever. By getting onto that separate part of the store, you're raising your visibility, and that is going to help a ton with your game. So I completely see developers saying, you know what? We're going to target the Steam Machine. That's going to help us get more visibility. And as a added little bonus afterthought, it's also going to make our games run better on lower spec hardware, which is going to make everybody happy anyway.
But to get Steam Machine verified, how many hoops do they really have to jump through?
Very few.
I'm saying, how many games are already Steam Machine verified?
Yeah,
everything that's deck verified is Steam Machine verified.
Do you mean like verification or like a preset graphics preset for Steam Machine?
I mean the preset inside of the thing, like we saw Steam Deck for Cyberpunk, as opposed to on the storefront of Steam Machine verified.
I think you will see that because when I was at Summer Game Fest, I talked to a lot of indie developers, and when it comes to the Steam hardware, the attach rate for it is like very high. So like even though there's only 6 million Steam Decks out there or however many, the people who buy the Steam Deck don't just like use it for a weekend, say that's cool, and then throw it in a drawer and go back to their main PC or their PS5 or whatever. I'm imagining because this thing is going to be produced at such a smaller level and the price is high, the people who want it and buy it are going to want to use it a lot. And the developers will see a high attach rate with this thing as well. Because like the Steam Deck was underpowered like 6 months into its life cycle. I mean, we were getting big games coming out that just simply didn't run. And then you'd still see people like brute forcing lossless scaling, or that's more recent, but like they would figure out weird ways, like the Eclipse mod, to get Unreal Engine 5 games running, because once people get their hands on this hardware Valve makes, they want to use it. So I think that will play a factor. And you could also just, increase the resolution of the Steam Deck preset that they're probably already working on and just call it the Steam Machine preset.
Right. I mean, like you think, like look at Doom the Dark Ages. It like is like, oh, it plays best in handheld mode. And it's like, oh, this is not really a handheld, but all right.
I think it'll. Well, I'll go quickly. I'll just say I think it'll be impacted in it'll be proportional to the user base, right? So like they'll do some effort to maybe make a preset, to maybe get verified, but it also, to your point, Carrie, doesn't take that much effort to do either of those things. And they'll probably stop there, right? Like we're not going to see, I think, this like long tail of support, and we're not going to see all of a sudden the anti-cheat conversation flip overnight. It'll still take years or whatever it'll take at this point.
People were acting like that was going to just happen immediately, and it's like because of EA hiring someone, and then there's a new Epic Games hired someone. It's like, yeah, they're working on it, and yes, it probably could get fixed overnight, but at highest priority, it's still much lower than everything else because the user base is so small for just Linux as a whole. Unfortunately.
Yeah, that's just exciting because it's a step in the right direction. When honestly, if you had asked me a couple of years ago, are we going to see companies take a step in the right direction or in that direction? I would have said no. Why would they?
I was going at that point.
Right.
Yeah. So I was going to add, that I feel like the Steam Machine, like I'm not sure how much Valve cares about the number that they sell. It's more about the Trojan horse of just getting Linux in your living room, and just kind of pushing that idea, working more on Proton, using that with a discrete graphics card and all the other things that they're kind of pushing with this. And it feels more like it's just a project that they're sharing with everybody else, and take it or leave it kind of stance, which is kind of what that pricing feels like to me. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like if they really were desperate to actually get this in everyone's living rooms, that they would take that loss, that they would take that cut, put it at least $9.99. You know what I mean? But the fact that they didn't, and they kind of doing the whole like Xbox, like take it or leave it, like, hey, this is now the price. Hope you like it.
Hope you.
It just kind of goes back to that. Yeah. It just goes back to this idea that, they are more like they're not really trying to push units, but rather just push the platform in general. And this is just one of many ways they're trying to do that.
Real quick, I just love the idea because they're like sitting there with like the RAM guys, and the RAM guys are like, "That's the price," and they're like, "Oh, we don't like it. Well, we're gonna leave." And they're like, "Wait, you can just do that? Hey, wait, we could just make this price like crazy high, and we can just show them the door."
I do agree with what you're saying, though, Russ. It like the idea that Valve, and I've said I haven't said this exactly, but I've said something very close to this on many episodes of the show or in my own videos, that Valve measures success very differently than the other companies would when it comes to selling hardware. When Nintendo or Sony or Microsoft puts out a new piece of hardware, if that doesn't take off, then the developers all leave and they don't make games for it. On Valve's hardware, that doesn't happen, because if the hardware doesn't take off, people are still going to make games for it. It's just a PC. And that's the huge advantage that Valve has, is that although they have plenty of disadvantages, but they have that huge advantage because they don't have to care how many it sells, especially if it's not losing them money. If they're selling it and either making a small profit or selling it at cost, then
I don't think they're selling it at cost. I truly believe they're making some money on these.
I don't think it's much money because
sure, but
if you look at small form factor PCs, getting one that is this small, you're going to be spending roughly the same amount.
Yes, yeah. Arguably the one that you can upgrade yourself. That wouldn't be bound to whatever it was forever.
Right.
Yes.
You're so limited with upgrades on a small form factor.
You're basically like either like single PCIe slot or two PCIe slot. You definitely can't.
And then like a single fan graphics card.
Exactly. Yeah. So you are still limited, but I would argue that, and one thing that like Pierre Lou talked about was that they're trying to work with getting NVIDIA to like general support on SteamOS, which is like the bigger part of the puzzle that they really got to try to solve somehow. Because as you can clearly see, NVIDIA is like 90% of the GPUs on Steam. So that is the bigger number of, I could just make my NVIDIA card a SteamOS thing, and that's going to work. That is the bigger part of the puzzle more than anything. But to that same point is like, you are better off with, I don't know if you saw some of the benchmarks from Gamers Nexus, a 50-50 was beating out the Steam Machine in like ray traced games. And that's like the lowest of the low that they sell as like a puck. So it can fit into anything and it's cheap as chips. And in ray traced games, it'll just demolish it. So that's where things really are for it. So yes, you're absolutely correct that you're constrained by whatever it is. You're not going to fit a Giganto 4090 in there unless you grow the SFF with it.
So you just make it longer.
Yeah, you know what I mean. And then
I've seen these long ones; they look cool.
Yeah,
I kind of wish they didn't announce the NVIDIA part of this early, because when they announced the Steam Machine, they were like, when we finish SteamOS, we're going to release it. And that kind of implies that it's quick. But here we are 4 years later, and that's when SteamOS comes out. So it's like people are already thinking that's going to be a by the end of this year type thing. And it's like, no, I don't think so.
That's one thing that I hope Valve does as best as they can. But I know NVIDIA, And NVIDIA's like, oh yeah, you can put CMOS and then just use our driver that we have there now. And they're like, oh, that's not really a great thing right now on Linux. They're like, yeah, all right, well, that's what you're getting. And like, all right, can we just work on this a little bit more?
I like that they're trying, obviously, because I would prefer to use NVIDIA at the end of the day. But
I think everyone
same. Do you guys think that they are in conversations with NVIDIA, or do you think they're just trying to reverse engineer this shit?
They said they've got a direct contact with NVIDIA. They're working together on it.
Okay.
100% they're working with it, but you're not going to have the same, like, so the special sauce for AMD for them is that they hired someone to write their own drivers, which is RADV. And RADV, if you go, there's a quote from Gabe in 2011 or so. He was like, the biggest problem for me is that I can't control the drivers. Like, I can't have the driver installed for the person on the PC that just streamlines everything for them and makes their life a lot better for playing games that we can do for it. And that is what they solved directly by having, like, Mesa and RADV are actually bifurcated on SteamOS. They can update them independently of each other, where typically for Linux, Mesa is one and the same. So they have it so that anytime anything happens, they can just go ahead and put a new RADV driver in and you're off to the races. And that happens all by them. So that's the sauce. And I seriously doubt that NVIDIA is ever going to have any open source driver that is as good as RADV, because they are just way too much of a company that cares very much about their own stuff. So I wonder how well they'll be able, what are the parts there that they can bridge a gap to, and if that actually materializes.
Yeah. All right. Well, Valve's getting dragged. And for this price, I think, kind of deservedly so. Although at the same time, I don't think that they really have any options to lower the price. Like, the price is what it is because that's the way that the world exists right now. However, one reason that Valve should absolutely be getting dragged is because when they unveiled the Steam Machine, they said, this runs games at 4K 60. And yes, they said that it was with FSR, upscaling, which, they told us that. But, we saw quite a few games on the benchmarks from all the people who got review units. By the way, everybody who kept saying, I know you guys have review units, look at all of our review units.
Oh, wait,
anyway.
What?
Yeah.
Whoa.
I thought you were going to do like the middle finger thing.
Companion cube behind me, D-Brand sent that to me because they thought that I was going to get a review unit, but now it is just a decoration because I'm not getting a review unit.
Yeah, now it's a collector's, it's like a limited edition.
Yeah, it's kind of cool. Yeah. Anyway, what I was saying before is we saw all of the benchmarks, and the benchmarks, they're not saying that 4K with FSR is really a possibility. And Valve then updated their freaking website before, and I found this over at Twisted Voxel, before it said 4K gaming at 60 frames per second with FSR, thanks to discrete semi-custom AMD desktop class CPU and GPU. And then after it says up to 4K gaming with FSR 4.1. So up to, which is, of course, I can run Titanium Port at 4K 60, no problem. I can do that probably on my AYN Thor. I can probably run at that because it's such a low spec game. It's not power hungry. Valve made a huge mistake saying 4K 60, and it drives me up the wall when companies do that. Think of PlayStation 5 saying 8K on the box.
8K badge, let's go.
Yeah. It's like a quintessential overpromise. You're supposed to underpromise and overdeliver, right? And this is just a terrible overpromise. And the first time I saw it, I was like, this is a 1440p machine. Why are they saying 4K? And yeah, it's a bummer that they did that in the first place. I feel like they were more reasonable when it came to the Steam Deck, maybe not so specific with numbers like that. So yeah, it is unfortunate that they did that. And I really wish they hadn't in the first place.
I think the Steam Deck comparison point is what I keep coming back to. And they were a little specific, right? When they talked about Steam Deck Verified, a lot of people pointed to them sort of implying 800p 30, right?
Right.
And when you compare that is exactly what you said, Russ. They under-promised on the 800p30. Virtually everything that was released up until the point of Steam Deck ran at least 800p30. Most games ran better, right? And even on this show, when they said 4K 60, we all like slow rolled it a little bit, but we were all very skeptical of that, right? And I think one of the things too is before the Steam Deck was in people's hands, even 800p 30 sounded a little bit like, can you really with a handheld? And Carrie, I think you were one of the people, right? Like with your GameScope video, for example, of just that being the secret sauce of Steam Deck that really started to sort of, now you can see how between the progress that has been made on Proton that we didn't see, it was progress that they sort of kept a little bit close to the chest at the time. So there were these little bits of things that they were doing that we know they were sort of also doing for Steam Machine, like with FSR 4.1, but it just wasn't going to make up that gap the same way that they were able to make up the gap with Steam Deck. And we alluded to that in our show. But here it is kind of come to fruition. And I think, yeah, this is probably the worst part of Valve's kind of PR machine here. I think they really messed this one up.
All right.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So when I had made my own Steam Machine, right, like that I had done, like after they did it, I was like, oh, I have parts that are reasonably similar, and I'll do it as it was. And I thought I showed off Doom: The Dark Ages, and it was only running at 30 FPS, and I was barely hitting 4K 60 on God of War Ragnarok, and I had to do like FSR performance. So I was like, I was already trying to like temper people's expectations of what you were able to get there, even though it was like, is this 6 times more powerful than the Steam Deck? Yes, in certain situations, it is 6 times more powerful. But what does that mean, and what does that do? It was a weird thing that they had said as you put it, Rich, because they did undersell it, and a lot of people were giving them flack for doing, Pierre-Loup saying 800p30, and I was like, actually, that's great. And to like Jimmy's point, when he said that when the Steam Deck came out, it was already having some troubles with games like hitting 30 FPS. That did happen. But so for me, the Steam Deck was great because it was the best hardware for handhelds at the time. But from a mainstream point of view, it was actually just the bare minimum of performance that was acceptable for a lot of people. Like, people like kind of dog Steam Deck every now and again. And I get it. But it was also $400. It was, frankly, like the first good, viable handheld gaming PC that was out. And they deserve a lot of credit for that. So there's a weird juxtaposition there.
Jimmy, you looked like you were going to say something a minute ago.
Oh, yeah. I think that is crazy to remove the 4K 60 from the jump. I was like, I have a 9070 XT. I have like the best AMD computer you can build, and I can't play 4K with that. Like, you have to aggressively upscale for it.
Right.
So, like, I just don't see how something severely less than that will be able to hit it. But it looks like the reason they updated it was because they added in FSR 4 and HDMI 2.1. They should have put more effort into this stuff, especially when they got so much shit when they did that blog post. What did they say in it? I forget. It was about the weird delay. Like, they had to update the blog post like 3 times.
Oh,
when they got the wording wrong.
Yeah.
It's like, whoever the person writing this stuff up is needs to put more effort in and assume they're going to get backlash, even if things seem positive. Because this is such a like easy thing to not have happen.
Yeah.
Just like, they should have said, we'll update later, and never put that there in the first place.
Never put numbers. Numbers are bad. Numbers are
like,
verifiable.
I said it in my video. I was like, yeah, maybe it'll get 4K 60 in like Hades or Hades 2 or something like that. But like, which one is expecting freaking Doom: The Dark Ages to run at 60 FPS in general? Like, keep your expectations in check. Like, they can't work magic.
Right. Indiana Jones struggles with only 8 gigs of VRAM.
Yeah, I was hoping that game would get an update when the Switch 2 version came out, but it just didn't. Because that looks like an excellent port.
Yeah, they did quite a bit of work on there. There's a lot of pop-in that happens on the Switch too.
Yeah.
But even still, that's a fairly impressive port of what they did accomplish on there. But that just goes to show you, I'm of mixed minds. I'm not mixed minds. I try to very much explain what the Switch 2 is capable of, especially because it's also in handheld mode. But given that, you can see like how much ray tracing performance is even on a smaller GPU core from NVIDIA on their, all their they are a generation ahead of AMD. And that's why RDNA 3 is really going to be a dog as more games come out, and there is no option to turn off ray tracing.
I know. That kind of bums me out because I don't use ray tracing if I have the choice. I see the difference. I just wanted the smoothest, most consistent 60, 40, or 30 as possible, or 45 on my OLED. I really don't care about ray tracing, but there is like a group of people out there who love it. Like we were talking to Paris when you guys were all gone, and he was bummed out that 007 First Light didn't have path tracing on launch. And I was like, I've never even considered using path tracing in a game.
That's funny.
It's fun, but you need super high end hardware. Even like on a 4090, I enjoyed playing like psycho mode on Cyberpunk 2077. Like just looking around at stuff, I'm like, man, this looks so
like
sweet.
Photo mode will be sick in that.
Yeah, like when you're going through, like when you have that, it's just like enjoying what's on display is sometimes just part of the fun of it. And I path tracing I am a fan of, but path tracing is just exceedingly strenuous on hardware, and you can do like low end ray tracing, especially like what type of ray tracing does it mean? Are you doing reflections on what? And how many bounces are you doing? Like all the stuff that's there. But
there's a lot of people that think that ray tracing is like a one switch thing.
So the thing about, I was going to go into that.
I was just going to say, were you fighting your ray tracing, path tracing rant? How?
Yes, you felt it, right? Like
I was like,
it's not 9 o'clock yet.
In my gut.
Do it just.
Tell them how path tracing used to be ray tracing, Carrie, please.
No, it's ray tracing was just you were scatter out all the rays and you would calculate where they all went. And then somewhere along the line, ray tracing just meant like actually only going to send a few of them. And then with all the noise that's there, you're just going to like smear over there with some AI pass to fill in over the noise. And you do that rapidly. And then they were like, yeah, but what's real ray tracing? And they go, oh, path tracing. We're going to go through the whole path. And it's like, why'd you do that? Like you didn't, it's, so you were going to all the bounces and stuff.
Language is funny.
I wish they would optimize the technology instead of trying to make better hardware. The reason that they do that is because, I mean, listen, I just like you, Jimmy, I never turn that shit on because it always affects my performance. I just want to have a stable frame rate. I don't care how good it looks. And to what Carrie says about, running around in psycho mode in Cyberpunk 2077, when I don't have psycho mode in Cyberpunk 2077, it still looks freaking amazing. It's a beautiful game. Path tracing, ray tracing, yes. Does it look better? Sure, but not enough that I care about. However, the devs want it because it speeds up development because then they don't have to bake in the lighting everywhere. When you make a game and you don't have ray tracing, you have to say, okay, well, there's a light here and I'm going to point it this way and I have to make the light look like this. And I got to make sure it looks right and okay. And then I got to do this one. Whereas when you're making your game and it's going to use ray tracing or path tracing, they just put a light source and the game does it for you. It's just very hardware intensive though.
The one thing that I will say is the difference. The bigger difference, like when you get to like full on path tracing, like what's going on, if you take a look at the difference between Minecraft, that's raster, versus Minecraft that is ray tracing, and all you have to do is just be in a box that's kind of dark with like a light source, like a candle, and it's like illuminating nice, and then you just punch one hole and you see the sun like bloom in, and then the light starts scattering off, and then the browns that the light starts scattering off, and then it's like, you're like, whoa, this looks like amazing. You're like, oh, that's path tracing. But
Crimson Desert had a good one with that too, like where they showed the difference in like a temple with like the going through the leaves and stuff, and I was like, I get it. I'm just running Mach 5 through all this anyway, so like I just want to get to what I can kill. But I think it looks cool. Resident Evil was another one where I saw it with path tracing, and I was like, what? They
was
show
gonna
off that
say
street from the first
Pragmata.
level. Oh yeah,
That-
Pragmata.
Yeah.
Dude, yeah, Capcom is like they're like, okay, this is our sizzle reel. Like, this is a person's first introduction. Let's just bump. So you're like walking around, like, man, this city looks really good. Like, you're just like walking around, like slow walking, and like looking all the way up. Like, I'm just being a weird citizen right now, but I can't. I'm like really impressed by everything.
They gotta fix their HDR, dude. Every RE engine game is like
Right.
busted HDR, no matter what you play it on. So then I turned on ray tracing in Resident Evil, and I was like, it's so bright. It's like white. So I'm screwing with it. I turn HDR off, and then ray tracing looked good. But yeah.
So very quickly, I want to talk about one last thing for ray tracing. There are a lot of devs that I follow on Twitter that are actually opposed to this as well, but NVIDIA won the war for AI and ray tracing. So especially with how their dominant market share is, people have bought into the Kool-Aid, and that is also one of the reasons why we are where we are. And AMD with RDNA 5 and the next consoles, Helix and PS6, will have like an order of magnitude better in ray tracing performance. So as the next generation of games start coming out, you're going to start seeing better ray tracing performance. And then all of these old systems, especially old AMD stuff, really start to lag behind.
Great.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's all fun.
super.
My 9070 XT. No.
Oh, so the 970 XT was going to still do fairly decent because some of the accelerators are
Yeah.
there, but yeah.
I like that car.
Yeah, it's awesome card for $600.
Yeah.
It's crazy good.
I think I paid like 620 or 625.
Yeah. I have a fire.
Whose house is on fire?
I assumed it
nice.
was Russ, but Russ doesn't
No,
have a
not
purple
me.
line around him.
Yeah, that's me. They're going away now.
All
I
right,
imagine
let's,
Russ was in,
you know what those sirens? Oh, go ahead, Jimmy.
I imagine Russ was in like a Hawaiian shack of some sort for the longest time. Then when his power went out, he revealed that he's like in a multi-story building, and I'm like, oh.
He's got like pina colada.
I'm like thinking Russ lives in Lilo and Stitch or something, and then no, it's an apartment.
That's great. I love that.
Surfboard in the back.
Yeah.
That's good stuff.
No, sorry.
Well, those sirens that we heard a few minutes ago were the people who looked at the fact that Microsoft is raising the price of the Xbox again. Again, this is the third. Is this the third time?
I had
Third.
lost count at this time.
Third.
You know what this is? This is the time to not buy an Xbox console ever again.
I know. Well, let's see what they actually did. Effective August 1st. At least they gave us a little lead time.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. Effective August 1st, 2026, we will be updating prices worldwide. The price of Xbox consoles will increase by $100 for 512 gigabyte models and $150 for 1 terabyte models. We will also be sunsetting our 2 terabyte model. Today, we are also sharing programs to make Xbox consoles more accessible with buy now, pay later. That's what I think of that.
Baby.
Interest-free
loans.
financing, previously played consoles, and certified refurbished consoles. I heard people talking. What are you guys talking about?
I said
your
payday
Xbox.
loans.
Yeah,
Payday loans.
it's like Time Buyer. I don't know if you guys have Time Buyer, but I know some people who we had Time Buyer around here, and that's how you can like buy furniture and cars and stuff if you're poor. And then the interest rate on those things is like such a stupid amount that the people that I know, like friends of mine who didn't have the money to buy the things that they wanted to buy, but they didn't have the resistance, or that's not the what word am I trying to think
Discipline?
Well,
of? They had discipline to not buy these things. They went through Time Buyer and they got screwed hard time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like they could have added layaway here, like in the 80s and 90s. You know, we used to do
I
layaway.
remember
where you,
layaway.
Like, you put you like I think it was a gaming console where we're like, oh, we want this Sega Genesis or whatever it was, and they put on layaway and then waited until so the store would hold on to it and they'd wait until you had paid it off and then you could get it. And so it was a way of like reserving it, kind of.
That was, I mean, Kmart's gone now, but 20 some years ago, well, more than that now because geez, but I worked at Kmart and we had the layaway program in the back of the building still. And so people would come in to like make a payment on their layaway, or they would pay off their layaway, and then you'd have to go into the cage, find their item that had like a little ticket. And I remember when I was a kid, my mom would like, that's how we bought anything was on Kmart layaway because we didn't have any money. So
Right.
Oh,
Yeah, it's this whole thing is so the rise in price for the Xbox Series X is along the same lines of where I feel like the Steam machine is like, how do I possibly say, yeah, you should totally get one at that price? It's only going to be obsolete next year when their next thing comes out. Obviously, they'll still support it. You know what I mean? They'll still support it. It's still, there's going to be a long cross-gen amount of games that are here. But how in the world do you say to anybody, like, oh, yeah, just pay $900 or whatever it's going to be, and then next year the new one will come out, and then you can pay $1,800 for that one or not. And I don't know. It's just
Right. These things are supposed to feel like investments, right? Like you're supposed to be able to like, I buy this thing, it's got long legs, it's going to be better in the future and stuff. And we're not like, it now feels like if you had bought the Xbox Series X at launch, that would have been a good investment, right? Because now it's worth twice as much. But like otherwise, like you're not like, you're in the worst possible time to be buying hardware. Like if you've got to buy hardware right now, you can't wait another year. This is the price you got to deal with. Right.
I really hate these like in 2020 and 2021 where like cars were hard to find and like used cars were going for the same price as what they were like new. And I was like, what? Like, I hate this entire, and then that started dying down. I'm like, oh, good. I'm glad that's done. And then we're like right back into it.
Volkswagen kept calling me. Like they would call me and be like, we want to buy your car. I'm like, I don't want to sell my car because I don't want to buy a new car. This was like, paid off.
My car.
That's such a
I need my car.
I hate that. They call me about my Challenger all the time from California, and I'm like, how are you going to get it? Like, if I give it to you, I live in Michigan.
Yeah,
and they're like,
you give them a challenge.
Yeah,
Challenger,
like multiple times a month. I hate that shit.
So, how long do you guys think before Sony raises their price again? I mean, so they raised their prices, but has that actually happened yet?
On PlayStation,
they gave lead time too.
I think so. Yeah,
it happened.
It was Nintendo that like did the longer lead time, and I don't know if that's kicked in yet.
It's not.
That's
That one happens in the fall.
Yeah. But so this, like to your point, it is very nice that we have until August 1st to like hopefully like at this point there is like a part of me that is like that translucent green Xbox. If I could sell my old Xbox, just a regular one, and I could like kind of like get the translucent green one for like only a few $100s, I might do that. I had no plans to buy it at all before, but now with these prices going up, I almost feel like I'd be silly not to.
Very much a like, can you find one situation, I'm sure, right? With Xbox, I imagine that's the case still, where like they're not in high quantity at retailers.
Yeah, they have that just-in-time process. Same as
that was so nice to learn.
I saw somebody said that it's not translucent green all the way around. Like
it is.
It has the back is black.
Oh, that's so lame.
You're not looking at the back.
I don't care. Make it all the way around. Don't cheap out on me.
Backwards, and then the cords all stick out. He's like negative cable management.
Oh, you know what's like stupid to me is, you know how the expandable storage for Xbox, those stupid cards were like where they were crazy over expensive, and now all of a sudden they're not, and I'm just like,
really?
Well, yeah, because no one bought them, so they were just sitting on shelves. And, like the prices were then just like eclipsed where those stupid prices were.
Yeah,
it's like,
that's so weird.
That's not so dumb anymore.
Oh, so like they're the same price that they always were.
Yeah,
but the price of everything else caught up.
Yes, yeah, that's basically where we are right now. Where now you look at it, you're like, oh, 1 terabyte for $230. Okay, not bad. And I'm like, wait, what did I say?
Do I just
like for just using M.2 drives instead of doing the stupid thing that clicks in the back?
Like if you get Call of Duty, that's it. That's the one game on your Xbox.
Entire drive.
And it downloads like 6 games now. I went to download it the other day. It wanted 600 gigs. I was like, what?
Jesus. Yikes. Yeah. I think one of the things with these price increases is, I'm just settling in for a hardware winter, right? Like I'm just, and I feel well stocked to do it. Like I feel like I can withstand a hardware winter. I could just last a good 4 years of not buying any hardware.
We'll see.
We'll see, right?
There's a heat wave coming. We could fry all your parts.
Well, so the heat wave too, I know we'll talk about it here in a minute, is also GTA 6, right? Like there was also a report about how a retailer said they're not going to be able to keep up with demand of consoles, right? Like, regardless of whether or not the retailers are selling GTA 6, just a lot of people are going to want to buy consoles this year, and they're probably not going to be able to keep up with that demand.
Well, yeah, Sony's strategy, which I just talked about on PS Ready, is to make less PS5s. They're going to like siphon out the ones that they already have, like, because they're good through
now and save it.
They're good. Yeah, they're good through holiday of this year, actually.
Okay, got it.
They have PS5s contracted and or made, and instead of ordering new ones for GTA 6, they're going to like hold them back now and then release them closer to GTA 6. But like, I doubt that's going to be enough. That game's going to be huge.
That doesn't make any sense to me, because like if you release them now,
right,
and they're on the shelf, it's no different than you waiting and then releasing them in November.
They just have a little bit of dust on them.
It's the Nintendo FOMO guy's cousin that works at Sony, so it's he's still learning.
he's still in training, right? Like he's an apprentice.
Like, so I hold these back, and then everyone wants them. Then I'll release them.
It's like what?
That simple. The Nintendo, it's the Nintendo guy that Carrie says exists.
Yeah, there's a guy that's his old job.
I just figured out why they want to hold them back, in case the price goes up.
Oh yeah, duh. Which it will.
Like,
I mean,
yeah,
they've raised it multiple times in Europe, and then everyone in the US on Twitter was like, heh heh, and then we got the biggest price increase of all time, smacked right on us, and then everyone was like, oh. So there'll be another one, because Europe's gotten another one since we got ours raised.
The absolute frightening thing is that Asha said that memory and NAND is going to double on price again next year.
Nice.
Yeah.
So we haven't even seen it. It's like
2.5.
We haven't even got. Yeah, like it's like that villain in some anime or something where it's like, ho 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 ho, you haven't seen my final form yet, and you're like, oh, I'm already beat. Stop, please. I have had enough.
That's right.
Yeah.
It's
I don't need to smoke.
Well, yeah. I mean, we mentioned GTA 6, so we might as well transition over and talk about GTA 6, but not before I remind everybody that we have Rampocalypse shirts you can get linked down below, or Ramageddon shirts if you want to check those out too. All right.
Yeah, I thought you were going to plug earlier when Jimmy was talking about that blog post, because that blog post was like, it was the one where they did like summer. It's gonna release this year. Oh wait, no, the first half of this year.
Oh, I forgot about that shirt.
Yeah.
Because I made a shirt that's like, it has all the different dates that they said listed, and I think the shirt is just called When. And now that we actually know when it's coming out, I have to get rid of that shirt. So
now just make it 1050 as like the bottom.
God. Yeah.
No. Yeah. Oh God, 1050. All right. Look for that linked down below, but only for a short time, because now that it's out, I don't know, maybe like the when doesn't really work anymore, but the 1050, I think, Russ, you solved it for me.
No, it works. It works because the reservations are for Monday until the end of the year.
Right.
Yes.
Till the end of the year. Oh, and I saw a thing somebody posted on my Discord. They said, well, shoot, I didn't mean to do it. It says, this is what you get if you're on the waiting list, if you get selected. It says, when we did the one-time randomization of the list, your place in line ended up beyond the number of units we will have in our production run. As we work our way through the reservation queue, some customers may cancel their reservations. If that happens, you may be moved into the reservation queue, and you'll be notified via email if you have a reservation after all. This is the only email you will receive about the results of the randomization. So,
man,
they're
they should have
already
just said,
sold
we're
out.
putting you on layaway. That's what they should have said.
So they're sold out. I mean, we talked about whether they would sell out or not. They are sold out, because that's the message is basically, we're only making this many and you're in this place.
I was looking at Steam earlier, and the Steam Deck is the #1 most sold thing on Steam right now.
I think that they do that by how much money it costs,
people are
like how much
I
revenue
thought
it
it would
brings.
just die.
Yeah. I mean,
Is
it's
it-
sold out again, right? It's like still not up for sale again, or is it?
I don't know. It's #1 in
Buy
top
now.
sellers.
Yeah, top
I gotta
sellers
go to
based
buy
on
now,
how
but
much
not
money
too
they
far.
bring in. So because
no,
it
they're both
costs so
available.
much.
Yeah, they're
It
both
is available
right now. Mm-hmm.
All right,
They're
you heard
very
it here
expensive
first.
right
Go buy it if you want to part with a whole lot of money. I wouldn't.
$789.
Sell a family member and buy your Steam Deck.
Sell a family member.
Here's the
Good
thing,
Lord.
though. At $789 in the old world, where like when I was, not in
GPD
2018,
max days.
6 days.
yeah,
ago.
like $800 was actually like $800 was an okay price. Like that was like the baseline like of what you can get, and it was like okay, not too bad.
Yeah.
Steam Deck at $400 really kind of like implanted it in their heads of like where it was actually available, so it's felt more. Yeah.
But
these
in a
are
world where you have
prices.
the Xbox Ally X, or no,
Yes.
the Xbox Ally, not the X, the Xbox Ally, the white one.
Yeah, which is
Like
$600.
$500.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's 600. It's like it's roughly the same performance. Screen's
It's the
not
exact
as
same
nice.
Yeah.
Yep.
We were talking about GTA, or we were getting ready to talk about GTA, and on this show, many times we have prognosticated about what is the price of GTA going to be. I think all of us said it was going to be at least $80. I think more. I think I anticipated it actually being higher than that. And
Same.
there's some arguments that could be made that it is effectively higher than that, and we'll talk about that in a second. But GTA, the cheapest version, is $80, and you could buy the $100 deluxe edition. And we'll talk about the differences between those two in a minute. But it does not come with a physical disc. You can't get a physical copy of this game. It's just a code in a box. What do you guys think about that?
I mean, these are Mario Kart World Tour prices, right?
Yes.
I mean, that's what we're looking at here. And I don't know. I mean, that's still a lot more value than Mario Kart.
Yes,
if you
but
ask me.
who actually paid $80 for Mario Kart World Tour? Anybody?
A few. I mean, I'll get a physical when the price is cheap, but I want to just collect full on-cart games on Switch too. Well, to your point, no, I got it for the bundle price.
50.
Like that's exactly what I got. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a $50 game, but they said it was an $80 game, and everybody bought the bundle, so it was a $50 game. So, yes, Mario Kart Deluxe, or what the hell? World Tour, Mario Kart World Tour.
Yeah.
I think it's just World.
I'll push back a little bit, assuming it's still $80. I haven't checked, but like if it's still $80 and now you have the bundle where you can choose that as one
That's
of your
true.
$50 games, but you can also choose something else. Then, if you choose something else as your $50 game, but you still want Mario Kart World down the road, it may still be $80.
You are right about that. In fact, I do think it is still $80 to buy it standalone.
Yeah,
All right,
and
so-
to Russ's point, the what you get for 80 with Mario Kart World versus what you theoretically get, even though my understanding is no GTA Online at launch, but what you theoretically get for $80 with GTA 6, yeah, that's a pretty big disparity.
You get a
right?
life with a girlfriend, dude. That's priceless.
You're not wrong.
I got to start my rant right now.
Yeah, the Retroid
Oh,
Pocket
yeah, it's
thing
nice,
just went
yeah.
live, so I'm in the middle of ordering it right now. I've got to order two because
Don't talk
biggest
to
thing
us.
for me
Buy
is I
the
just
thing
want.
before you miss it.
With
It's also what you
GTA,
got afterwards.
with
Yeah, well, I
GTA,
can do
they
both.
could have charged whatever they wanted, and people would have bought
I
it.
totally saw.
So
Yeah,
it could-
I
it could
totally
be
thought they were
worse.
gonna do 100, and the ultimate stuff that's there doesn't seem like it's totally necessary to get the $100 one. Even though I am gonna do the $100 one.
I disagree.
You don't need like you should like the only thing you have is car customizations, but there's like different stuff you
stores.
get per mission.
yeah, you can't go to certain stores. You can't go to certain places. You're not
Right,
getting
yeah,
the whole
but I mean-
game.
It's just like real life.
It's K-shaped economy.
Full circle.
Like I can't go to schools or libraries, and you can't go to the mod shop in GTA 6.
Yeah. So I'm gonna get the $100 version. I'm gonna buy the Xbox version, just because of Xbox Helix.
That doesn't exist, Carrie. This is best on
Yeah,
PlayStation.
it might not, right?
They changed the PlayStation app. You get a full
Right.
splash screen of the PS5. This is a
But I don't
PS5
have a
exclusive.
PS5 Pro.
This is a PS5 exclusive. You got to use that.
I guess, but I'm gonna buy it on Xbox still. If I had a PS5 Pro, I would like think about it, but I don't have a PS5 Pro, and I think it is going to sell the most on PlayStation by far. And if
Yeah.
people that do have a PlayStation 5 Pro, it would make sense, right? Like I think hopefully like Digital Foundry gets it early so that by launch you can see the whole like differences between them, so that you can really like, especially for pro owners, right? Because the first year for PS5 Pro owners, it was kind of like crappy to own a PS5 Pro. It was like, oh, everything looks worse
except for Gran Turismo.
Yeah, so it's like, but now that's all changed. That's all now like kind of solved. Like the latest version of PSSR on there is looking good. So it's also arguably people that bought it as an early adopter have paid significantly less than what it's worth now. So
that's right.
It paid dividends to just buy it on day one. Anywho, I'm going to buy it on Xbox just because I hope for Xbox Helix to play Xbox games as well as PC games, and I anticipate having that as my living room console thing, and I'd rather just be able to have my games in one place rather than scattered about.
I want to take a second to directly address the people who are watching this, because I want you guys to like clip this and bookmark this moment, because I don't think that it's going to just when Carrie gets the Helix, I don't think it's just going to be it just runs better.
No, it's not.
Wait, so then why are you doing it?
Because it's going to run the Xbox version of it.
Maybe it'll be play
exactly as it is.
Too.
I don't think it's going to be play anywhere. I think it's going to be the Xbox version. So it'll play the Xbox version on Helix at the resolution and the capabilities of what the Xbox Series X was capable of. So there'll be no enhancements whatsoever.
Oh, I thought there'd be enhancements.
Oh.
No enhancements. I'd just be able to play it on Xbox Helix.
Yeah, I'm buying this game twice. I'm buying it on PS5, and then I'll buy it again on PC. I don't even give a shit.
That's what I'm really trying to avoid. I'm trying to avoid the double dip.
It's going to be 10 years between when it comes out and when the PC version comes out, Jimmy.
No, they said this time it's going to be 3 months or 6 months. They were like, it's going to be shorter. I'm fine with that.
Fingers crossed.
You got to remember, though, there's going to be the definitive version and anniversary version and all that stuff, too. I mean, how many versions of GTA 5 do we each have? It's crazy.
I have
not on Switch 2. Somehow.
Oh, really?
You think maybe GTA Online doesn't really show up until the PC version is available?
Yeah, because that's going to be free to play.
Yeah.
They're going after
free to play. If that's the case, that's going to be crazy. I could see them doing it, though, because then GTA as a platform will be monstrous.
Right.
Like fantastically monstrous. If that's the case, I should buy Take-Two stock like immediately.
Yeah, do it.
What am I doing with? Why am I not in Take-Two stock?
They bought all these there's this mod called 5M that these guys made for GTA Online. That's like how you role play. So you get a role like a cop or whatever. They bought that company, and they bought a few other mod companies. And every earnings call, Strauss Zelnick is like so stoked about Roblox. He's like, we're taking on Roblox. So there's going to be a lot of like UGC type stuff in GTA Online.
Did you guys hear about that story? It was brutal. And I only saw the comments of people like talking about that, of like, they were like, oh man, if this ever happened to me, I would just like jump off a bridge or whatever. And it was a guy whose wife cheated on him with the person she was role playing as like this guy was her pimp in GTA, and then they wound up like actually getting together. And
that's insane. I have not heard this one.
Well, I would be on the news, dude. I'm not gonna lie.
There's like sometimes people just like leave comments on a post that just like there's like no fat on the joke. It was like what's his name? The Superman movie.
David Cornsweet?
Like, yeah, and Lois Lane, whatever her name is.
Rachel Brosnahan?
I guess, yeah, I'm terrible at names. But yeah, so they're like in a scene where they're just kissing in the movie, and the director's like, cut. And like she keeps on kissing him, and he was like, if I was their boyfriend, I saw her giving him some more super smooches after they yelled cut. It was like
not super smooches,
super smooches.
Yeah. And it was just how he phrased it. It was just like too funny. But yeah, that's when I had learned about there's a whole role playing aspect to Grand Theft Auto.
I learned about it through T Grizzly, the rapper. He's a rapper that like turned streamer, and like he did a lot of like specifically RP streaming, and like I should point out he's not just a rapper. His hit single was called First Day Out, and it was literally just his first day out of prison and rapping about what got him into prison and so all of that. And so like, it's funny to see him on the RP servers being a criminal and
It's like
having
rehabilitation.
experience being a criminal. What'd you say, Jimmy?
It's like rehabilitation. It's like giving you the fix. The
yes,
criminal
exactly. Yes. Yeah.
That is wild to me. So they bought that company that did that whole.
Yeah.
That's wild. For me, let's get back into like the whole timeline of like, so GTA 6 is November 16th, 18th,
12th.
somewhere around there, 12th, whatever it is.
Or
I
no,
don't
that's the
think
day that you'll be able to preload.
Oh, preload. Any event. I don't see a PC version coming out 3 months or 6 months. I do see GTA Online being 3 months or 6 months of GTA 6 or whatever, and then the year for the PC release.
No,
but to your point, Jimmy,
we're willing it into existence. Okay.
No, you're.
Will it with me,
right,
Raj?
though, Jimmy. No, I think Jimmy's right because for like you look at Roblox, right? Like the bigger platform for that is definitely PC. So
And phones.
you can't release GTA Online without being on PC. So maybe it does launch altogether.
We gotta take on Fortnite, and this will be on Steam. Hopefully.
We're willing it into existence. It sounds like
Star launcher.
I'm a believer now, Jimmy. I'm a believer. You convinced me.
I read these freaking earnings call transcripts, and they just say stuff. They're like, "Yeah,
Right.
we're taking
You
on
just read between the
Roblox."
lines. You
They
get some,
just
like,
say
chicken
it, and
bones.
no one picks up on it. It's like they just said they want to take on
Someone's
Roblox.
like looking around. He's like, did anyone
Yeah.
read this?
I watched one of the biggest, like the deck ready of GTA, I guess is what you would call him. He's like a GTA news guy. He got to interview Strauss Zelnick, and it had like no views. And I was like, this is so interesting. I
that's
watched-
crazy.
I was like glued to my
It's
screen.
like 4 views. Yeah, he's like, so when is GTA Online coming out? Oh, actually, it's a free to play game. It's going to be like, no,
just
Like, this is sick.
Yeah.
looking around. What's going on?
So, what do you guys think about it having no discs?
I don't really care at this point.
I'm over it.
Really?
So,
I'm just over it. Yeah, when it comes to physical stuff, like physical for me, I don't know how Carrie feels about it, but for me, it's like that's a way to scoop up older games. Like it's not something I'm doing
Right.
currently, and so that's kind of the way I'm thinking about it. I wouldn't want to buy a retail disc game at this point.
I mean, neither would
Right,
I,
so-
but I think that there's a lot of people that really, really would.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Yes, so even for me, right, Switch 2 games, I don't buy the game keycard version at all. I'll
Same.
get it if it's like super cheap, but otherwise I'm not going to get it because what value does it give me insofar as like actual ownership of whatever? It's just whatever can connect to a Nintendo server, and that's less valuable to me in that scope. I am okay with it generally. I mean, I have a tremendous amount of games on Steam, right? So like I am fine in digital distribution. I have been personally buying Xbox Series games cheap, especially with that, was it Project Positron?
Oh, where they
Where-
trade you your disc for a code or something?
Yeah, like I'm of the belief now that it's actually going to be a pretty good system, like to the point where you can put in a disc, have it attached to your thing, take the disc out, and as long as you don't insert that disc into... Anyway, I think that Positron is going to be really cool, so I'm going to start picking up some more Xbox One and Xbox Series games on the cheap while I still can. In the whole part of like this will just get added to my digital Xbox library as a thing. So I'm okay with it generally, but like even look to the point of the new Xbox Series has no disk drive. The PS5 Pro doesn't come with a disk drive unless you get the add-on. And how many, there's less people. So it's this whole idea is sunsetting, and you better start believing in a cyberpunk dystopia because you're in one.
Well, I mean, look at the news story that you dropped in our Discord earlier about Sony and the movies.
PlayStation.
Like,
Oh, that is brutal.
yeah.
Man,
So for
6 guys
anybody
are
that's
so
not in our
pissed right
private
now.
Discord,
Yeah, I know, right?
yeah, I guess we should explain. You
But
want to
those-
explain that, Carrie?
This just happened just before we went on this podcast, but effectively there's around 517 movies that have been fully deleted from people's libraries, even if they bought them. It's not like it gets delisted and they still have access to it. It is full on deleted from their account. I am unaware of the moment, at the moment, if they will be made whole, like will they get refunds to
No.
whatever they got? But that is, I mean, if you were that type of person, I am not that type of person. I have never bought any digital media on any of those platforms. So it doesn't affect me. But for people that were doing it and they were like, well, I have a PlayStation and all my stuff is in one place. If like hundreds of my movies that I had paid full price for just vanished, I would myself just be like, that would be a betrayal moment.
He'd be on the news.
Yeah, I mean, dude, that's rough. I really hope that whoever gets affected by that, to Jimmy's point, like all 12 of them.
I think that's high.
Yeah, but I mean, like, yeah, how many people are really going to get affected in a very large degree? I do like there may be some people that genuinely were like, my PlayStation is my entire digital ecosystem.
They bought the
I'm going to buy.
Sure.
Yeah, just like full on, like, you know, it's gonna be my thing in my living room. It's my main input. I don't even do anything else. Can you watch YouTube on PlayStation 5? I don't. Yeah, so like, it's everything, right? Like that's your TV. You turn it on. It's connected to your PlayStation. There's no other interface that you have. Everything is through your PlayStation. And for some people, I could totally see that being like a thing that they're content with. Like that's where they get all their stuff.
Sure.
And that would be like devastating. I'd be like, could you be like, oh man,
I'd be so pissed,
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah, because you can you can put apps on there. You can put Plex and stuff as the client one, right? So you can use that as your Apple TV or your Roku box, basically, you know. And if you put all your media on there, then it's gone. That really sucks.
Yeah, and just because there's not a lot of people that are buying movies on PlayStation, but just because Sony's the one that did it, doesn't mean they're going to be the only ones to do it. I think that more companies are going to do shit like this. And I buy all of my movies. Like if I buy a digital movie, which I haven't bought in years, but when I did buy digital movies all the time, they were all on my Apple TV, you know. And if Apple ever decided we're going to do what Sony just did, I'd be screwed.
But I think the one difference is like even for Xbox and PlayStation and Steam is that when they got delisted from the storefront, if you bought it prior, you still had access to it and could still download and get it.
Yeah.
And in this instance, it's being delisted and yanked from your account. Like, no, you actually have zero access to this now. So
that's why
most Sony movies
off that the PlayStation or the GTA 6 doesn't have a physical version. There is no way to.
There is no method of that. Yeah. It's fully disconnected.
They're going to be working on that game until the 45th second before it comes out. So they probably don't want to have to ship a 1.0 on a disc and then have it leak.
How big do you guys think GTA Online, if it is free to play and is a platform like Fortnite, will be? Because it's got to be ginormous. Like if you can have full-on experiences inside of GTA Online, like people just making stuff in there where there's other games that you can play inside of GTA Online, that's going to be massive.
I think it'll take a while, right? It's going to take a while to build that up, people to get it, you know. But once some viral thing will happen, and that's going to kind of push it further. And yeah, I can see it being very big. I got zero interest myself in it, but I can see it going somewhere.
It's going to be wild. People are going to make Call of Duty inside of GTA Online.
Yeah, like those crazy tactical shooters they make in Roblox that look like real life.
Yeah, they're just gonna do a bunch of crazy stuff, and like with the engine that like GTA is, like then you can just like get in any car, get in anything, and drive around and have all those things. The Rage engine is super cool and interesting in a lot of various ways.
So, here's what they can do: they could make Mario Kart World Tour inside of GTA 6. And look at that, you saved $80.
But you could also shoot
like look at that,
it, which would make it a lot more exciting for me.
Oh, also you can be Mario in GTA. Like you're gonna be like real Mario.
like it's a crackhead guy. It's just like dressed like Mario.
You have,
you're
WWE,
we're gonna
create
be
a wrestler
on GTA.
Yeah,
that's what I'm here.
We're all going to be GTA Online streamers starting in December.
Oh gosh.
Oh yeah, that's going to be. Oh man, that is going to be one crowded market. Oh boy, that's one content creation thing that I'm not going to look.
No, thank you.
Listen, we just talked for an hour and a half about nothing but bad news. So let's talk about some stuff that we enjoyed. Let's talk about the games that we've been playing. Jimmy, what have you been playing?
I've been playing. Honestly, not a lot. I've been so busy, but I've been playing Lords of the Fallen. This is like my go-to when I'm really busy game because I know how to play it. I have this map committed to memory, and the multiplayer is really fun. Like you just get random guys who join you, and unlike Elden Ring or From Software games, if someone joins you in Lords of the Fallen, they can stick it out with you till the end of the game, and you'll get these guys who join you who are like on their 45th playthrough. They're just like God mode. They've got the most insane armor, and they'll just like sprint through levels, and you can just stand there and watch them just like destroy everything. So I've just been playing that and Control Ultimate Edition.
Tell them about Silver Pines.
Oh yeah, I forgot about Next Fest. There's this game I played on Next Fest that I told Rich about called Silver Pines, and I've been looking forward to it for a long time because it's like Twin Peaks mixed with Silent Hill, mixed with Alan Wake. It's like kind of all mashed together, but it's a 2D Metroidvania set on this. It reminds me of this new show Widow's Bay, which if you guys haven't seen it is amazing. It's like there's this creepy ass island, there's monsters, everyone's gone. But the cool thing is the guy who made it like photo scanned himself perspective wise correctly for the camera, so all the attacks and the movements and everything are like rotoscoped, I guess, or they're like full transitions of videos that he'd have to rotoscope it, but either way the animations are super lifelike because the guy who is in the game, because he scanned himself in, did them all out. And there's always a drawback with these type of games. Like I'm really interested in it. It has a great looking world. It's horror inspired. It's a Metroidvania. So it probably doesn't have combat. This game has no drawbacks at all. It just has everything you would want. Like it's like a 2D Resident Evil style game with a great map and a great vibe and tone. And I hope the demo is not one of these demos that's like half the game, because it's like 2 hours long and I need more. After I was doing my Next Fest video where I set a timer for 30 minutes so I make sure I get through all the demos in a day, and I just beat the demo. It took me like 2.5 hours, and it's meaty, story's interesting.
It was so surprisingly long.
Yeah.
You're right. I hope it's not the whole thing, like half the game, but every moment of it was great. Not just like the animation and stuff, but like the narrative like was actually interesting. The inventory Tetris stuff, like
the Resident Evil style things. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, it is so good. So
the coolest thing is the camera. So like when you walk around the world, so in Metroidvania, some games like Hollow Knight will let you leave map markers. This game lets you pull out like a Polaroid camera and take a snapshot, and it pins it to the map, so you get a little picture of what you want to go back to. And it's like, I think
the Prince of Persia game did that, right? The Sands of Time. The 2D one. Yeah.
That's a great innovation.
Really cool.
Because once you have so many markers, you're like, I don't know what was what.
And with Sands of Time, it was like, or not Sands of Time. What was the name of that?
Lost Crown.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah. Lost Crown. With Lost Crown, it was like a limited resource, at least in the beginning, right? With Silver Pines, as far as I can tell, it is, you can just use it. You can spam it as much as you want.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it looks great. Yeah.
Russ, what have you been playing, man? Oh, wait, did you succeed in getting your Retroid?
I did. I don't know if you guys saw me sweating for a bit, but like because I wanted to buy two for color comparisons, and it would only let me buy one. Like I tried to put it in the cart, check out, and they're like, you can't check out in this address. And so I had to go back to one, and it was $65 shipping to Hawaii for DHL for a $229 device. So it's like, it was about $300 at the end.
That's less than GTA
but I just got one. Yeah, it's true. But I bought one, just the crystal, like this, just a plain transparent one. But in that huff, I forgot to I wanted to add additional buttons because I was going to do a button swap, and then I was going to buy the grip too. So now I'm going to have to email them later and be like, please add those to my order and invoice me and all that crap. So, but yeah, I was able to get it. So, what I've been playing is Pragmata, actually. So I went back to that and played that yesterday for a couple hours, getting further. I don't know how close I am to end game, but I feel like I'm really getting close. It is not a game that you can play and then put down for 2 months and then come back to. It's like, holy crap, how am I supposed to hack and all, like what gun does what and all that stuff. And so like my youngest son was watching me, and he's just like, he kept going, oof. Like dad, like he was just like, he like jump when I would get hit and stuff. And I was like, oh, stop doing that, kid, but it's true. Like I was just getting wrecked in the beginning, but I got the hang of it. And so, really enjoying it. Just the reason why I'm playing this so much is because I want to play the James Bond game. Because that's like mean, it looks like Uncharted. You know, it's made by the guys that made Freedom Fighters, which is like one of my favorite GameCube era games, you know, and you know, they did Hitman and stuff like that too. So it's like, oh, like that feel and everything and stuff, but it's not on sale. That's a $70 game. And so I'm not buying that until I beat Pragmata, because it's like, I've already got my kind of bigger game that I'm supposed to be playing. So thankfully it's a short game, so I should be done in the next few hours. And then, yeah, maybe next week I'll be talking about James Bond. Actually, no, not next week. I'm going to be gone next week. I'm going to Australia. But
gotta play James Bond.
Yes,
Gotta play
I finished it
I
this
wanna play
week. Unbelievably good. I have not been able to stop thinking about it. It's like the story is just fantastic. I loved it.
How many hours altogether?
I think I was like 15.
Oh,
Yeah.
not bad. Okay.
I was like 13 and a half.
Yeah, it took.
maybe
I
I'll
think it
get
took
it
me
right
a little
before my
longer
trip.
because sometimes I pause it, set it down, and then I get distracted. And then I have
Dude,
my
I was locked in.
but like, so I'll pause it because my wife is asking me something, and I'll set it down, and I'll go downstairs to do whatever it is she's asking me to do, and then I just forget that I was playing a game, and I come back up, and then what happens is, like, my computer had gone to sleep, which shouldn't be a problem because I'm running Linux, so I've got the quick resume, but my controller would then screw up. When I wake the computer back up, the controller started screwing up. I talked about this a little bit in the video, and I start getting like these double inputs. And I sent a message to Valve, and I was asking them about it. And my contact there was like, "Well, we should have that patched soon or something." And I was like, "I don't know if it's because I'm on Bazite though. Like, I really don't know what the cause of this is, but it's just anyway." So there's a lot of backtracking for me.
Cool.
Rich, what have you been playing, man?
Apparently I've played 37 Next Fest demos.
Nice.
Dang.
Lord, man.
What time do you go to bed?
Top 3, no particular order.
No, I'm going to give you more than 3. So
Top 37,
Top-
no particular order.
Starting from the bottom.
top Silver Pines is in the top 3. I'll tell you that much. So I've been, you guys have mentioned, I think Bill and Jimmy, you guys mentioned a couple weeks ago, the site that I'm working on, and mostly I'm just working on this for myself, but like the Next Fest stuff is primarily why I wanted this ready, is so that I can just keep track of the demos I played. So like I've been ranking them like S tier, A tier, B tier. So I have 8 S tier games. Silver Pines is in there. We already talked about that one. The button effect is like the Witness or Talos Principles, like a first person puzzle game. And it matches so far in that demo. It matches that, like, how those games have like really good lore and really good atmosphere. It matches that. And then also like you expect that the button stuff is going to be super simple and weird. But no, it was actually really engaging. And Carrie, it does the thing that you like of just like, don't give me any instructions, right? I just let me figure it out. Just kind of design your way into me figuring it out. What happened, Jimmy?
I can't handle that. I'm too stupid for stuff like that.
You should try
it to my wish list.
It's a good thing you're pretty.
All right, next one is Well Dweller. Man, this is top notch Metroidvania so far. So it very much follows kind of like the Hollow Knight Silksong, and I would put it somewhere in between those two. It's a little more kind of fast paced than Hollow Knight, but not quite at the level of Silksong. I would imagine in terms of content, it's probably not going to reach either of those, but it was really good. It has this like mechanic where you instead of giving you a double jump, right, the first sort of movement mechanic that it gives you is you can shoot a spear at something and you can jump off of that, right? So that,
I love that stuff.
Me too. And it really like makes it so that you sort of have to think about how to double jump essentially, rather than just like making it easy for you.
Kind of like Animal Well.
Yes, exactly like that. Yeah. All right, the next one's a weird one. It's called Restory. This is basically like what if lo-fi music was a repair shop video game. So like, you saw this one, Carrie?
Yeah. No, I did.
You did? Nice.
Yeah. I have seen this one. Yeah, there was also another game that was similar to this. in some regard.
Yeah.
This is from Tiny Build. I think the one that did it is Playway. Playway did a similar one that you're doing refurb on like game consoles and
Yes.
stuff. But this looks this looks a little bit better.
Yes, and it really is like, like obviously it's simplified, but like it's exactly what you would expect it to be, right? Like you unscrew the faceplate, you take out now you have the battery, you take out that, under that is another screw, so it just feels like, and it has like Russ's trademark board. I think this one's blue, but it has the
blue,
repair board. Yeah. And there's like a management aspect to it too, where like you're managing customers and things like that. It's just a blast. I really enjoy it.
I wonder how true it is to the consoles that they're aping, like the BS instead of the DS or the PMP instead of the PSP. Like, would this actually like teach you how to take apart a PSP?
The PMP, I think it's pretty close. Like I don't know if it teaches you, but like it has the, the disk drive, and you have to unscrew the bottom of that so it can unhinge. You have to take the disk out, of course. And they have like
amazing video. Like,
what is it?
That would be an amazing video. Take apart the thing in the game and then take it apart in real life.
That would be so sick.
Yeah.
I really like that game. I was really surprised how much I liked it because I don't usually like those kind of games. All right, I know I'm going long, so I'll just give you one more. Draco and the Seven Scales was another kind of big surprise for me. This one basically is reminiscent of Link's Awakening DX specifically. Yes, and they have some really good twists. Like the dungeons are sort of like a 2-tier design where you can navigate parts of the dungeon as yourself. But you can also,
this looks cool.
Yeah, you can also navigate parts of the dungeon as a pirate ship. And sometimes you unlock parts of one side of the dungeon by doing the pirate ship and vice versa. Right? Like you have to use both of these in tandem to play through the dungeon. And the boss battles so far are really, really good too. So I was surprised at how good a like Link's Awakening, not a clone, but clearly inspired by that. How good it turned out to be. So I recommend this demo too.
Listen, he just gave us a whole bunch of games, and we still got Carrie and myself to get through. To everybody that yells at me for not putting B-roll of the games in the podcast, it's my son is graduating this weekend. I don't think I'm going to have time, but I will try to get B-roll of these on so you guys can see what it looks like while we're talking about the games. Carrie,
mine will be easy, so you can avoid mine. I've just been playing Hearthstone as of late.
Nobody wants to see that anyway.
Yeah, and also, dude,
I'm just kidding. I loved Hearthstone back in the day.
Right. I mean, you've played it, right? Like,
yes.
So there was a lot of like build up and slow going. Like there was like different builds of like different stuff, and it was hard to get to an OTK, a 1-turn kill. Every class has multiple 1-turn kills now. Like they just build up to this, like, I'm just going to hit you for like 8,000 now, and it's like, whoa, wait,
that's not
and
fun.
Like it has jumped several sharks at this point because I haven't played in a while, but I'm playing now, and as a priest, I can heal myself completely with like 3 mana. I'm like, just here you go. Oh yeah, 29 health back for me, and I'm like, it's the most bizarre thing of like, I can get hit so hard, and it's like, no problem, let me just heal myself up, and then I'll go do some other things on top of that. And it's just a game of attrition that I'm playing, which I'm having fun with, but it is such a bizarre game now where I guess they just kept on upping the ante of like what they had to do with adding features and stuff, that it is fully jumped the shark. I'm still playing it, and I got I have like 8,000 coins from just playing for free. So now the expansion is coming out, so I'm just gonna buy that, and I'll probably peel away from Hearthstone once again. But that's what I've been playing.
Nice. Actually, I don't have to say anything because I played James Bond and I finished it, and it was awesome. Oh, you talk about forgetting how to play a game, Russ. So I don't know why, but I had my Nintendo Switch 2, and I had the Hori pad on the side, so it's just so much better with that. And I was like, I'm going to play a game on this, and I was like looking through for what I wanted to play, and I was like, I'm going to check out Tears of the Kingdom and see what that's like on Switch 2, because I don't think I ever tried the older games when it first came out. So I was trying that, And I was like, immediately, I started getting sucked into it, right? So I had already beaten the game, and I loaded in, and I was like, I'm just going to travel to a random spot. So I traveled to a random spot in the sky, and I jumped down, and I found this quest that I hadn't done yet. And the guy was like, said I had to go into a cave and get something. So I went into this cave, and there was like all this, you know how you can like make the thing shoot water? And there was lava in the cave. So I was like, okay, I know I got to use this thing to shoot water to it'll make a thing that I can walk on so I can carry the thing back to complete the quest. Could not figure out how to get the thing to shoot water. I can't remember how to play the game. And I was like, there needs to be like I haven't played this game in ages. Remind me. And then I would be able to play it. But I ended up just putting it away and finishing James Bond instead. But those are the two games that I was playing. Before we wrap up, I want to ask you guys, Steam sale is happening right now. What do you guys have in your cart? I'm going to start while you guys are... Oh, what's up, Carrie?
Just really quick, Binding of Isaac has the full bundle pack, and it's at historical low. It has historically never been as cheap as it has been ever. It's been like $20, $10 all the time. Now you can buy the entire bundle of all four things for $5. So if you were on the fence waiting for that, it is literally 90% off everything. So if you've never get it before, it is a great game, and it is the cheapest it's ever been.
Very cool. So Jimmy will be very happy with me. Because I have Resident Evil Requiem in my cart right now. It's 20% off. It's $55. So
Worth it.
Probably going to end up buying that. And the other game that I have in my cart is Mina the Howler, which is not on sale, but it's the game that the next game that I was planning on playing anyway. What do you guys have in your carts?
I can start. So I've got, so the thing is, there's a lot of great sales and I just already have games.
Same.
So it's hard, you know, and so, like I would say Doom the Dark Ages, if you don't have it already, $23 right now. That's crazy, you know? So what I have is a lot of older stuff. So I've got what they call the Wolf Pack, which is Wolfenstein 3D, Return to Castle Wolfenstein. I have all these on GOG, but I just want them on Steam. It's $3 for that, you know. Dishonored for $2. The Quarry for $6. That's 90% off, which is crazy. Virtua Fighter 5, which I never got, the Revo World Stage one's $12. And then one that was in my cart, and I don't know, someone must have recommended it. I'm guessing it was Rich, but it's called Inmost, and it's like a pixel 2D kind of puzzle platformer game. And that one's 60% off, and it's $6. So those are the 5 that I have in my cart right now.
I don't own Inmost, so I don't think that was me. Yeah.
Okay.
It looks good.
I don't know where I heard about it.
Yeah. I happen to have that Binding of Isaac pack in my cart because I think I'm just missing that last DLC. So definitely want to pick that up. Here's a weird one. There's a game called Save Room. Have you ever seen this, Jimmy? You might have seen this one.
Save Room?
Save Room. It is literally, as far as I can tell, it is just the inventory Tetris of Resident Evil, but made into a game.
God damn it. I'm going to have to buy this.
It is $2.39 right now. So you must buy it. Yeah. It also has like overwhelmingly positive reviews. I look at it and I'm like, would I actually enjoy this? But I think I will. So we'll see.
I like how it has a health bar.
It does. Yeah. I also have Harot. So it's spelled HROT. Yeah. So Harot is like a very popular boomer shooter that I've played the demo of, but I never ended up buying. So I'm looking forward to that. And
that game is awesome.
You've played it?
Yeah, it's super janky, but it kind of works for it.
It is janky, or at least the demo is. So I'm looking forward to playing more. And then what's another one I have here? So I have the Case of the Golden Idol, which is like one of those like detective games, like Outer Wilds or something like that, I think. And it's just gotten like, I just know it's gotten very good reviews, and I'm like, oh, I should probably play this. Yeah, it says if you enjoyed Return of the Obra Dinn, you will like Case of the Golden Idol. So yeah, that sounds like I would enjoy that.
There's a guy burning to death in the first frame of the trailer. So
that's true. Yeah,
this one's
so you're buying this now too. Yeah, good. Excellent.
For me, I own Inmost for some reason. I don't remember getting it ever, but I have it. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 is 90% off. That's $7. God of War Ragnarok.
Can you play Modern Warfare 2 on Linux though? I'm just curious.
Yes, I just played the Modern Warfare trilogy.
Okay, cool.
All 3 of them work, and the 2 remasters.
I'm gonna add that to my cart too.
There's also it's not on Steam, it's on another platform. Wario64 tweeted about it, and I had mentioned it. God of War Ragnarok is $24 from another place. So that's it is a great game, and for $24, 100% worth it.
Yeah, it's good price.
I'm looking at Modern Warfare 2 all time, mostly negative.
Yeah, but it's $6 or $7.
Yeah,
the negative is because I was reading about it. It's a settings issue where there's something they can't configure, and that's why I had it in my cart and I took it out because I was like, oh, you apparently can't adjust your resolution or something like that in single player campaign. Anyway, that's where all the negative reviews are coming from.
Okay.
And then Modern Warfare 1, I would go with the remaster because it doesn't have controller support. And there's, for some reason, no community profiles for it.
Interesting.
I don't get. So, yeah, I played the remaster. It ran great.
Those are the types of things that, like, even like for Ubisoft, that's like one of the things that I am most hopeful for in the eventuality of Xbox Helix, hopefully coming out to be, all of our wildest dreams, that it plays every PC game ever, but it also play Xbox games, is I have zero desire to play Ubisoft games on PC, but the launcher and all the other crap, it's just a pain to get into.
So annoying.
So playing the console version of it is typically what I prefer. And same thing for like Modern Warfare, but also to your point, Jimmy, is like Condemned Criminal Origins has controller support for 360, but the PC doesn't. So you need these they do have Steam input, but it's still janky. It's not as good as actual controller input. So it's like, man, I'd rather just play the console version of the 360 version of this rather than the PC version of this. So that's it. That's all I wanted to say. With regard to that, but yeah, there's a lot of good. There actually are quite a few good deals on Steam sale this time. The Binding of Isaac one is the one that caught me off guard the most. That one has been historically not this inexpensive.
Nice. Well, let us know what games are in your carts in the comments down below, and we're going to wrap up the show by finding out what videos these guys are working on. Jimmy.
2-host video with Ray. I forget what we talked about. It was something related to the Steam machine, most likely. But that's coming out Sunday. And then I will be on Xbox Ready. And we talked about the price increase, which is so much fun. I love talking about prices. My Steam sale games, I got skipped. I bought the Puppet Combo.
Sorry.
I only have one game other than the one Rich just told me about. I got the Puppet Combo pack. It's like this guy who makes these like really insane PS1 style horror games. So for $16, you can get Stay Out of the House, Murder House, and Christmas Massacre. And I've heard Stay Out of the House is the good one. So I'm interested in that. But that's all I've got. And then, Amnesia Rebirth. I never bought that for some reason. But... That's what I
don't know which Amnesia game I played, but I played one of them and it was creepy as hell. And
they're scary.
I was in a cave someplace and eventually had like a plane crash.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you play Dead by Daylight at all, Jimmy?
As soon as we're done with this, I'm going to go play it because they added the like bootleg Jason that looks terrible to it.
So my son's been playing nonstop. So Jason's his favorite.
What does he think of the new design?
So he's fine with it. He plays a ton of Dead by Daylight. Like, I mean, he has like 1,600 hours in Dead by Daylight. So like a tremendous amount. So he had like a bazillion blood points saved up. So he like invested all those, got to 10 prestige levels, and then that gave him like the bloody outfit.
Yeah.
And that one actually looks super cool. So yeah, I actually like the killer that they did for him because like,
he looks
it's a mix and match of a bunch of
this than the Angry Orchard commercial he appeared in as the first official appearance of Jason in 13 years.
So I don't mean to derail this, and I know we were trying to wrap up, but Jimmy, if you can very quickly, because I know that there were some like licensing legality issues about Friday the 13th and Jason. How did they get bootleg Jason? Like how are they doing it?
Okay, so very long story, very short. The guy who wrote Friday the 13th sued the guy who owns Friday the 13th because there's this law that says after 35 years, you can take back the rights to a script you wrote if you did it for hire. If you were an employee of the company, you can't. So he went through this whole thing to say, I was an employee for hire. I wrote this script. They bought it off of me. He was able to get the rights back. So he owns Camp Crystal Lake, the name Jason Voorhees, Pamela Voorhees, like anything from the first movie, but then everything after the first movie. So like the image of Jason in a hockey mask, the Sean Cunningham, the guy who made the rest of the movies, made all the movies, he owns that. So now if there's a new Friday the 13th movie, it's going to be called Jason : whatever. So that's why it's called Jason Universe now. And it's the Jason skin because Jason is the brand now. Because they have to work together, and obviously they hate each other because there was like a decade-long lawsuit.
Right. Oh, wow.
I remember this from your Real Ones video.
Yeah, I go deep into it.
Yes.
Interesting.
That reminded me, sorry, tangents happen, guys. Richard Garriott is suing to get back rights to the Ultima franchise. He's suing EA.
Oh, I saw that.
That's wild.
Very weird. Sorry, Jimmy, we interrupted your list of things that you're going to buy. That's it?
I got Puppet Combo.
Okay.
Nice.
And you already talked about your video. Russ, what's your next video? The thing that you just bought?
So by the time that this airs, I will have a video about the RGDS, the Ambernic one, some new updates to the software for that. Like Ambernic made their own firmware, it works pretty well. And then Rocknix made some updates where it actually works dual screen functionality when you play single screen games. So, you're playing it and NES is up top or whatever. On the bottom, you can touch the screen and it'll show like create a save state, adjust the brightness. Like it's like a touch screen input, which is kind of neat. And so I just did a quick video kind of showing off that enhanced experience. And then also the day after this goes out, I'll have my review of this guy, which is the 8BitDo. I think they call it the light blue, and it's like a Nintendo 64 inspired 8BitDo Ultimate 2 controller. So I planned on it just being like a 5-minute, hey, this is the new colors, and it turned into a 30-minute, like, hey, here are all the things you can do on this and how you can adjust the RGB lights and all the things they need to fix on it kind of video. So that'll be coming out probably Monday or Tuesday.
Is that the one that has the extra shoulder buttons that are like the one?
Yeah.
Yeah, the back
do you guys use
so
those?
cool. So never. But
Yeah, me
I have
too.
set it up where, like to bring up a map or something, that might be a good thing, and then that kind of, because you can set it for macros. But the cool thing about this controller is that it actually has full Steam input. It's like Steam input, like a Steam controller. So you can assign those top buttons and the back buttons to be like whatever you want, on a per game basis on your Steam profile, which is kind of
awesome.
So that's one of the reasons why my video is like a half hour long. So I kind of show everyone how to do that.
Very cool. Carrie, what are you working on, man?
I've been working on a number of things. I have SteamOS on the latest for Intel, on Intel's latest GPU. So I run through that. Some of the things that are actually better because it goes through VKD3D for Vulkan instead of DirectX 12. So there's a lot of things that are on Windows side broken for Intel, but actually working fine on Linux. So show off some of that. I am working on the AMD BC250, the $250 e-waste thing that's actually super fun, but it's a tinker. Like if you're not someone that wants to tinker, this is not for you, but it's terribly fun for me. Yeah, so I'm doing that, a lot of Linux SteamOS stuff. I still have to do the GPD-G2, which has been in the back burner. I have some other stuff, but that's the stuff that I'm working on right now. Yeah, that's what I'm working on right now.
Awesome. And Rich, you're not making videos, but
No, sir.
You got anything to share?
Sure. There's a video essayist, Matthew Matosis, on YouTube, who is relatively popular but hasn't made videos in a while. He just made a video called Aesthetic Deception. And if you guys have ever heard the term like ludonarrative dissonance.
Dissonance? Yeah.
Nope.
Ludonarrative dissonance, I'll be brief, is when the game's mechanics are not necessarily in harmony with like the world of the game. I'm not going to give an example here, but aesthetic deception is sort of a twist on ludonarrative dissonance. And it's a pretty good video. I like it.
Very cool.
Oh, so I'm seeing here that like BioShock is a good example of that. Where
Yes.
like, it's all about morality and free will, but you have no like you're just in a one linear kind of path the whole game.
Good one. Yes, that's perfect. Exactly.
Very cool.
I'd argue that's the point of it, but
Of BioShock. Yes. Fair.
Right.
yes,
Sure.
yeah,
Right. Yeah.
I never finished BioShock. This game, this game looks like I'm supposed to have all these options, but every time they say something, I go do it.
This reminds me of I'm Rant.
Well, thank you guys for hanging out, and hope to see you on the next one. I know Russ is off to Australia, so we won't see him next week, but maybe in a couple of weeks we'll have him back. You guys could have been anywhere, but you hung out with us for the past 2 hours plus, so thank you very much. We'll see you on the next one. Stay rad, everybody.
Stay rad, everybody.
Oh, he's still fine. You son
What
of
we're
a...
doing next time.
Yeah.